Okay. Maya, stay back. Okay, we are getting ready to capture a Western Diamondback rattlesnake. This is our second of the year. This is what is today, May 11th, and the day after our 37th anniversary. Back, Maya, and also my middle sister's birthday is today. Anyway, this is our second one. The first one was a young, scraggly, very emaciated male that the dogs and I found on April 3rd. We weren't able to capture it. It was close to the house, and this one is right in front of our house under our car. And what I do is capture them and haul them off into one of our pastures. And Maya, stay back. Maya has been bitten by rattlesnakes before. Oso has been bitten by 2 copperheads, which is not as bad. I was bitten by a Western Diamondback in 2004, and I'm now allergic to the anti-venom, so I can't afford to get bitten again because the anti-venom would put me in shock. Not a fun thing. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a couple snake sticks here. I'm going to pull her out. It looks like a big female, but I'm not sure yet. And put her in this barrel and then haul her off into one of our pastures where maybe she'll stay away from the house. Oh, she's eating a rabbit.
Maya, here.
She's eating a cottontail.
Maya, get over here. Here, Maya.
That is interesting. Oh, she's going to spit it up.
Maya!
Okay, stay back, Maya. Okay, stay back, Maya. Okay, I'm going to give her the cottontail back. She should eat it. Not right away, but probably what I'm going to do is leave her in this barrel in the shade until she's swallowed the rabbit completely. If I'd known that needed to capture her anyway. She's going to have a bunch of babies after eating that big cottontail. I'm not that upset about her getting a cottontail. We have way too many of them. Anyway, I'm going to put her in the shade, and hopefully she'll decide to eat the cottontail. Then after she's swallowed it, I'll haul her off. Kind of a typical day on the farm. Nobody got bitten yet, so we should be okay. After she swallows it, I'll come back out and video that and haul her off. I may, depending on how quickly she eats, I may have to move her further in the shade because the sun's going to hit that in a couple hours. Okay, good snake keeping. Okay, it's the next morning. So be careful. Stay away from there. Susie, why don't you zoom in on this before Oso chases all the pill bugs off.
I can't find it.
Okay, that's the rabbit that Oso is going to decide to eat. The snake did not. When we first found her, she had swallowed the rabbit about a third of the way. You can tell the wet part of the rabbit. And we placed the rattlesnake in this barrel, and I moved it into the shade, dropped the rabbit in with her, thinking she would eat it. But I moved it into the shade, but the sun started hitting it, so I moved it back over here in the shady spot and left her for a while. I came walking up really carefully to see whether she was eating it. She had the head down, but she immediately spit it out. Rattlesnakes don't have ears, but they hear vibrations through their belly. And despite me walking really softly, she knew I was coming up. When I moved the barrel over, an interesting thing is rattlesnakes are pit vipers. They have a pair of pits next to their nostrils that detect infrared. So they basically see heat. And my knee was up against, as I was moving the barrel, my knee was up against the barrel, and she could see my knee through the barrel. It struck twice, and the barrel had been pressure. So I left over here. She started swallowing the rabbit again, but she was upset when I walked up, spit it out. So I thought, okay, I'm going to leave it overnight, but we were expecting rain. So about dark, I decided to come over and put something over the barrel so she wouldn't be in water, and she was gone. I've never had a rattlesnake get out of one of these barrels before. They're heavy-bodied snakes. And by the way, this rattlesnake is a Western Diamondback Rattlesnake. Scientific name is Crotalus atrox. And they're big, heavy snakes. They are not good climbers. And so I was a little surprised that she got out. As soon as we go over the barrel, you can see that the first place that she could have gotten to is 28 inches from the bottom. And she had to get up high enough to hook her head over that and crawl out. Rattlesnakes, just because there's, and she was a big, heavy rattlesnake, even for a rattlesnake, she was big and heavy, are not able to stand up, go up a vertical distance very well. She was bigger than I expected. I'd estimate, based upon the fact that she was able to reach up 28 inches, that she was at least 56 inches long, and probably more, which is kind of surprising. It's hard to tell how big a rattlesnake is when they're coiled up. But I stretched out, I suspect she was at least 56 inches long, maybe 60, bigger than I expected, and I never thought she'd get out of this barrel. But she did. I put the rabbit on the ground, hoping she'd come back to eat it, but apparently she was pretty much annoyed by all the handling and did not.
So was the barrel still standing?
Yeah. Yeah, the barrel was still standing up. I
don't know how she got out of it without knocking it over.
Yeah, well, she just crawled over. So anyway, she got away. Oso's got a meal out of it. He's over there eating the rabbit right now.
I don't think we want to see that.
Not bad. I mean, the venom that killed the rabbit is basically a digestive enzyme. So the rabbit's partially digested.
We're not going to do that, no.
You're not going to film her eating the rabbit?
No.
Okay, well, you should. That's kind of interesting.
Oh, yuck.
They like cottontails. Little backstory on cottontails, and the reason I'm not too upset about the cottontail getting killed. About the same place we found the rattlesnake. This time, one morning, Susie went out to start the car, and it had all kinds of problems. Barely ran, and checked it out, and got it into the shop, and they said, well, a mouse or a rat ate the wiring. And that was the problem. So they redid the wiring. Or did Carl and I do that?
No, that was the first time we took it to the shop.
Yeah, the first time we took it to the shop. The second time, the same thing happened. Went out to start it, and all the lights came on, so I popped the hood, lifted the hood up, and there's a cottontail sitting on top of the block. And it was eating the wires. And it took off, the car took off. So at that time, Carl and I patched up the wires and taped them up and made it work. Didn't have to take it to the shop. But it wasn't a mouse or a rat. It was a rabbit getting up on top of the block. At any rate, rattlesnakes are ambush feeders. Hunters, they lie in wait along a trail that animals use frequently and strike, let go. The animal runs off as far as it can and dies, and the snake then tracks it. It uses its tongue to just follow the scent, and that goes and safely eats the animal after it's already dead and partially digested enzymes. Enzymes in the animal, partially digested. Anyway, one less rabbit. We still have a big rattlesnake around. A year ago, we had an indigo. Carl might be able to put at least photos of the indigo. And indigo snakes eat rattlesnakes. And our rattlesnake population dropped way off. So far this year, we've had two. April 3rd, we had little males. Got away. I had to keep the dogs away from him. By the time I got back with the snake stick, it was gone. Susie doesn't allow me to handle rattlesnakes absent a snake stick because I got bitten once. So she won't let me do it. So we have snake sticks scattered around in order to do this. Anyway, good snake keeping.